I'm going to change the gear shifter for this DC2 Integra one with the double bend, because this one's quite low down and quite far away from me. I'm kind of stretching a bit, so it's quite an easy job. Just need to undo this gear knob. It's got a 14mm there, unwind the gear knob, and then go blow the car. So I think something went wrong with the audio, or I just didn't turn the mic on for the other couple of shots I just showed you. But it's very simple. You're just undoing these two 12mm, which hold this bush up into there, and having already undone this bolt that goes through there, which goes to the other rod. You leave the other rod in place because that has that pin, which is a bit tricky to move in and out. You don't really need to, so just undo that, and then you've got that 12mm with that kind of ring plate. So that is 12mm on that undoes, and then we've just got this, which is the actual shifter itself. You can see it's still got CV boot grease in there, and it's got this set up where it's 10mm below, and then you've just got to hold this in place. Undoing these two bolts, which is a 12mm that holds it on there, like so. Just taking both of these out. Then this relieves this plate, like that, and then this whole bit can just come off, like so. Single bend that was on the car previously, see it's got a bearing in the end there. This is the double bend from DC2 Integra. The issue being that this one, although it's nice and high and further back, you can see, so it's closer to your hand, it doesn't really fit nicely in here because it's a bit wide. So what we've done instead is we've bought the dual bend from Skunk2, which nicely goes in there. Again, it's got some very nice big bearings there, so it'll be nice and free to move. Comes with all the fittings you need, and I'll show you how to put that in there now. This is all of them together. You can see the difference in the bends. So if you put the ball in the same place, this will be slightly shorter throw, because the longer distance you have between the pivot point and where it's shifting, the shorter throw it is. So it's going to be a bit shorter than the DC2, and it's going to be about the same as the single bend. But the nice thing is it repositions where the gear stick is, so it's further closer towards your hand, and that's all three of them together. First thing I'm going to do is I need to reuse this gaiter. This one's a bit shot, so I think I'll leave that. I'm going to take the one from the DC2, and it should just be a matter of slipping it down over there like that. We'll take this screw out, okay, and then should just be able to feed this over and try and be nice to it on the way out. Getting this off, just use a non-mar tool, flipped it over this bit here and out, and then it's off. And then I just need to do the same process, pretty much putting it back on. But before that, I'm going to give it a bit of CV molly grease, just a little bit on the inside there, so the ball can move around freely. Let's just give it a bit. You don't need much. Just give it a bit of lubrication. So this is the Skunk2 dual bend. Nice piece it is, but this has got to go in here first, through there, and then it's got to come out the other side. Oh god. There we go. There we go. Oof. Okay. See, it's got a bit of lubrication on that, the ball there. Just wipe the excess off. You don't want too much excess kicking about the place, because it will just attract all the dust and stuff on there. Okay, that's there like that. Then we've got this, which is the little piece that holds the whole show together. It's got these strange little bolts there with the strange end. I think that's like 10mm or 11mm. Let's see what size we go to. I think it's 10mm. Take that off there. There's one, there's two, and all this does is hold this whole assembly up in place. So this bit of metal just goes over here, and you will just want to feed it over this little lip here now, like that. Okay, and then this whole thing can go back on. There we go, like that. Now, this is the front of the car, this is the back of the car. Obviously the bend is going to be pointing towards yourself. So that goes in there like that. We've still got this boot in place. What I'll probably do, be nice, is just wipe it over a bit. This is going to be easier to do this now. So it's not in immense condition itself, but it'll do the job. Okay, this goes in here like that, and then that goes round and there. So these polyurethane bushes, there's one at the back here and there's one at the front here. All that does is take some of the slop out of the gear shifting, makes it more precise. I have seen ones for sale which are actually solid, machined from solid aluminium, which is probably good for a race car, but that really will put all the vibration from the engine back into the gear stick and probably make it kind of horrible from the kind of road car perspective. So this is a nice halfway house between the rubber bushes, which I'm sure you might be able to still get them, but I haven't seen them for sale. Maybe from Honda you can get them, or the full aluminium. This is halfway between those two. Right, now I've got my brain engaged. I put them the wrong way around. The flat bit is on that side and the nut is on that side. I must be half asleep still. So that means you can really get your 12mm on the back there. Okay, and then you can just do it up with your 10mm here. So this is how the shafts go up in the car. You need to make sure you don't have it the wrong way around. So if I stick it that way round, obviously it wouldn't work, and that bit of metal would show you that that's going to interfere. So it's this way round, and then now what's important is the spacing. So just get rid of the Skunk2 kit comes with all of these little washers, and you just need to make sure you put them in the right order. So we have, if I take them all out, it's one washer in there, and then these little shouldered ones go one side in there and one side actually up there like that. So they're in there. Then this bolt starts going in there, and then you're just going to put this in here like so. And then I found that you'd be better off having an extra washer between the two. So if I put another single washer in here, I could just about slip that in. There you go. Then get that in there like that. That goes on there. But you see that's obviously going to be way too big. I think they just give you that as an extra piece. I've actually got another washer here I can use. That washer's going on there, and then the nylock. Just hold the whole thing in place. The main thing is that once the whole thing's together, you're happy with the spacing of the whole thing. So you can see here, it could probably, let's just tighten it up and let's see what our spacing's looking like. So this is the final thing. I've actually put the washer, another washer there, that little thing that goes into the bearing, the other thing goes into the bearing, a washer and a bolt, and that's left me with it's very smooth to move the whole thing, which is what you want. If you feel any binding, then that's what it's going to be like when you actually try to change gear in the car. And then now what we can do is just place this whole thing up and in. I've got these bolts which go into there, and yeah, let's get underneath the car and put it in. So now we're underneath. All we're doing is feeding that gear stick through the hole, obviously with the bend towards the back, and then just attaching those two 12mm. I'll show you what that looks like. So that's the whole thing bolted up there. You can see when these shifters are in place, that will be out the way of the exhaust. So that's nice. Before I'm done bolting the whole thing together, just put a bit of lithium grease in there. Probably not the ideal stuff, but you know, it's not going to do anything bad to that. So that just provides a bit of lubrication. I'm just going to wipe off any excess there. First thing I'm going to do is take this bolt out of there, it's a 12mm, and this washer, and just place the first shifter rod in there. So that's that 12mm bolt in there. Now I just need to place this rod up in here. So you can just go like that, place it in there, and what you want to do is line up these two holes. So go through like that. You see, there you go. That's it there, and then you get the pin, and I'll just start tapping that in with the mallet and then driving it home with the punch. That's the pin in place, and you've got this little cover bit. See, it's got a little dimple there, and it just goes round. I can do it one-handed. Well, there we go. So you can see the dimples there, and just rotate it round a bit. Almost in place. There we go. Clipped in, and then you just need to two hands and just pull this rubber over there with the little drip hole at the bottom. Right, that's all in place there, and you can see the drip holes at the bottom. And now let's go into the car. Right, we're back in the car. Got the nut. It's 14mm, and it wants screwing on first. Then we've got the Skunk2 weighted knob. So Skunk2 somewhere. There we go. And just thread that up. And then once you're happy with the position, obviously you want to go have it quite a few turns on, then you just tighten that nut against the actual shifter. Okay, now for the final verdict. Well, it feels nice actually. Car's always difficult to get into reverse for some reason. But yeah, it's in a much better position. It's not so low down, and it feels very smooth because of that nice new bearing in there. So I think this is going to be a real nice addition to this car. Right, first time feeling the new gear shifter. Never does it. I think it feels nice, yeah. It's not going into all the gears as it should. Never goes into reverse that well. Either way, that's where we stand. It's quite a nice little bend. Looks a little bit nicer as well, not that that really matters, especially in this car, but yeah, we'll have to drive it and see how we go, but I think it's much better than the one that was too far away. Felt like you were having to lean forward quite a lot, whereas the other one was about here, it was about there, if you can imagine that. This one's just, you're not having to reach at all, so I think it will be ultimately better. So underneath the car, I've just placed this new heat shield up in place here, and if I waggle it, you can see it makes no noise, unlike the old one. And I've also noticed that up here the handbrake cable goes next to where that hook is for the fuel tank. It was rubbing on it, so I just placed a bit of cut in half fuel hose on there, and that, you probably can't see it now, but that is up there, in there somewhere. Yep, that's up there, and that has definitely stopped that cutting through anymore, because it started to slice the outer rubber bit, so that's good. So this was the original, the rescue. This is the one I made, which wasn't very good, and you've seen underneath what we've got there now, so that should be a lot better.